Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, now at 6, police are investigating a shooting in broad daylight on Capitol Avenue in Hartford. And in just the last hour, we've learned this is now a homicide investigation. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Hart.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi is in Hartford with the breaking details. We'll get an update from her in just a moment.
And meanwhile, 2 people were shot about 4 hours ago, and here's what we know. One victim is a 43-year-old man. The other is a 15-year-old boy. Both are expected to survive. Police said they were called sometime around 2 p.m. and found both the man and the teen with gunshot wounds. Police did not say if they've made any arrests or if they have any suspects. We have calls out to get more information about the victims tonight.
One moment here. Now on to this story.
Now we are following several breaking news stories in New Haven tonight as well. Let's start on Chamberlain Street. Yeah,
we have an update on a killing in New Haven. 5 days after a woman's body was found near a cemetery, police say they've arrested her killer.
It's a story we've been following since Friday. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is in New Haven with what police are saying about the suspect. All right, are we moving?
Police say they've arrested 55-year-old Edwin Arroyo Roman in connection with the murder of a wife and mother. Her body was found in the Evergreen Cemetery Friday evening.
Police say 35-year-old Naisha Mendez died from multiple stab wounds. They ruled the death a homicide. Police were able to quickly identify a suspect, who they say is 55-year-old Edwin Arroyo Roman. Chief Carl Jacobson of the New Haven Police Department says Arroyo Roman and Mendez had some type of relationship. Arroyo Roman is from the Hills neighborhood, the same area Mendez was from. Police say they interviewed Arroyo Roman twice before they arrested him in connection with the murder.
He came in for a voluntary interview and confessed.
Arroyo Roman is charged with murder and tampering with evidence. Police say they believe he killed Mendez in the cemetery. Chief Jacobson says they were able to gather several pieces of evidence to make the arrest. One of the most important pieces of evidence was surveillance footage near the cemetery.
We were able to pull lots of video related to vehicles, the suspect vehicle coming and going from Evergreen Cemetery.
Chief Jacobson also says cooperation from the victim's husband and family played a huge role in making the arrest as quickly as they did.
This family came right in, talked to us immediately. We were able to rule out the husband and do things quicker than him lawyering up or us thinking it's the husband. And he gave us specific details that led us to the suspect.
Arroyo Roman was arraigned on Wednesday and is being held on $3 million bond. In New Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Well, a Plainville parent is expressing concern after she posted Ring camera footage of someone speeding past a stopped school bus. This parent says the issue has been a problem for years, and she's captured it several times on her front door camera.
Fox 61's Jamel Johnson spoke with her as she puts into perspective how bad the problem is.
When parents send their children to school, they want them to be safe. You got everything? Yeah. Okay, have a good day. All right, Dad, I will. I promise. Okay, see ya. And that safety is in jeopardy when people ignore this stop sign.
When I hear the bus stop and I hear a horn, my instant reaction is, oh my God, did somebody get hurt?
That's how Tracy DePietro describes the moment she knew someone ran a stopped school bus. DePietro didn't want us to show her face, but she says this is a problem that has grown rampant on her street.
I personally notice about 3 times a month just at this one stop. I run to the window to see what's going on, to see what the car looks like, to see if it's a car that I've seen do it in the past.
DePietro says a local school bus driver told her it happens more than we think.
They said that they counted how many times cars go past their stop signs in a day, and it was 18 times a day.
The problem is personal to DePietro, who's a parent herself.
I'm very concerned about the safety of our children. Every day you hear of more accidents and people are driving crazy, people are being hurt, and these are our children that are being put in danger just trying to go to school in the morning.
To address this issue, the school district says it's changed some pickup and drop-off locations. Plainville Police Department says it used to have a partnership with the district to collect school bus camera footage, and they would use that footage to try and catch the offenders. However, the department says that program has since ended, which makes it harder to catch those responsible. DePietro says she wants this to stop before someone gets hurt.
I'm surprised that nothing has happened so far. I'm thankful that nothing has happened so far. I don't want anything to happen, and that's why I keep posting these videos, to bring awareness. I'm hoping that somebody sees this and knows the person and tells them to stop, or that helps to catch them.
According to CT.gov, a person who passes a stopped school bus can receive a $450 fine for their first offense, and for any offenses after that, it could be a $500 to $1,000 fine or 30 days in jail. In Plainville, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
Thank you, Jamel. More now on the homicide investigation in Hartford.
Fox 61's Valerie Moravi is now live in Hartford with the breaking details she's just learned within the past hour. Valerie, what do you know?
Yeah, well, Hartford police tell us the victim in the shooting was rushed to the hospital shortly after being found along Capitol Avenue, but he did not survive. Now, we understand his name has not yet been released, but police have identified the victim as a man in his 20s. Now, the shooting was reported at 1:30 p.m. this afternoon, and we know the building where the shooting happened is the building right behind me. And I spoke to several people here who live here in the area, and they tell me, one person told me his heart goes out to the victim's family.
Like right now, my heart is beating for this person because it's just so sad. It's just, man, there's kids here. There's a lot of things going on, and then for this to happen in the day is just, it's really sad. And I pray that his family can find whoever did this.
Now, other people also tell me they ran to safety as they heard those gunshots being fired. We understand the shooting remains under investigation. For now, live in Hartford, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Well, it's a Real ID deadline day, and airports all across the U.S. will now require you have that gold star on the top of your license to pass through security checkpoints.
If you don't have your Real ID yet, the federal government is giving you another way to make it to the terminal, but you may have to wait longer to get through security.
Fox 61's Glenn Kittle has more on what you need to know before you head to the airport.
Here at Bradley International Airport, Mother's Day weekend travel is going as planned, but now travelers are greeted with Real ID signs to let them know they need theirs, and if you don't have one yet, it shouldn't throw off your travel plans too much. On Tuesday, U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem said if you don't have Real ID or other forms of identification like a passport, you'll have to go through additional screening before you board your flight.
People who had flights to catch Wednesday may have noticed some extra traffic at TSA security checkpoints. That's because May 7th is the deadline to have your Real ID.
This was actually the first of both of us hearing of it, and same for my mother-in-law. None of us had heard anything about the Real ID up until this morning.
Some folks were sent to the back of the line for not having their Real ID. That gold star on the top of your license is the new golden ticket to make your way through security like usual. Vanessa and Evan Zach were heading to Florida and said their mom found out the hard way.
We were on our way, we're running late to our flight, and my dad calls us and says, hey, the ID, like if you don't have a star, you can't get on the flight. So we both have it because we have a new ID, but my mom, she does not have a star.
What they didn't know was Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem announced Tuesday that airports will provide those without Real ID or other accepted forms of identification a different way to get through the gate. Everyone's favorite words at the airport: additional screening.
Folks will come through the line and will issue their ID and show it. If it's not compliant, they may be diverted to a different line, have an extra step, but people will be allowed to fly.
Other frequent flyers decided to jump on the Real ID train early on. Marjorie and Roger Shaw have had their Real IDs for a while now.
It's been in the news all over the place. We've had our Real ID licenses since it was first available.
Right, and the driver's license, when you get it renewed, opt in, CYA all the way.
The Shaws say at this point, the May 7th deadline should be no surprise to travelers.
There's a lot of people who never do, but then they decide to go somewhere. They could probably get caught, They shouldn't be surprised at this point, but you don't know where people get their news these days.
As soon as we got our license, we knew we did that.
If you don't have Real ID yet, you'll have to book an appointment at the DMV. But appointments are few and far between. Some Connecticut branches will have you waiting for a month to get your Gold Star. Just something to keep in mind before you make any air travel plans.
We're getting the passport, but if we had no idea, then that would have been a bad day where we leave my mom at the airport and we go to Florida.
Here at Bradley International Airport, TSA has opened up a separate line for those without the right identification so they can go through that additional screening and keep lines running smooth. TSA officials are saying that you should give yourself an extra hour of time to get through security so that way you don't miss your flight. From Bradley International Airport, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thank you. All right, take a look here and see if you remember this crash last month in Waterbury. A stolen box truck barreling into parked cars and a police cruiser. Now, police said 29-year-old Dante Walton of Waterbury was that thief, and they arrested him shortly after the crash. Tonight, we have new video that shows what officers were truly dealing with here.
I gotta put this. Get him!
Yeah, police say it all started at 11:45 a.m. on April 23rd. They say they got a call from a contractor reporting their truck had just been stolen. Officers found that truck on Watertown Avenue. You might have been able to see an officer there throw down the spike strips to try to pop the tires, but the truck just kept on going. The chase reached Grand Street right near Waterbury Superior Court. An officer positioned a cruiser to the left of the box truck. That caused the truck to veer right and slam into the back of some parked cars. We've seen this video before, but there's also new video of the foot chase that happened right after. Police say Walton jumped out of the truck and ran behind a library. The Waterbury PD said officers caught up to him there as he was trying to get inside the building and shocked him with a stun gun. Walton was arraigned the next day on 6 charges.
Well, new here at 6. Shayna Kendall has been reinstated with the New Haven Police Department while she's in a lawsuit with them for racial and gender discrimination. The police sergeant was fired in August of 2022 after she apparently lied about a traffic stop. An internal affairs investigation found her credibility as a police officer was ruined. In November of 2023, a panel found the city did not have just cause to fire her in the first place. Kendall was reinstated on April 28th. However, her job position in the personnel report is listed as to be determined.